You know I like poetry.
I know, because you're a poet.
Have you heard about What's in My Head?
Words in my head.
And have you heard about the words that are out of my head?
Oh my God.
Forbidden scriptures.
Outrageous, darling. Oh.
And we both actually like...
But the good thing is that we actually know this person that wrote this forbidden word.
You know, the Nigerians they are doing their thing out there. Like...
No. I'm very excited about
Grab your
today's
Bible.
episode. All right. Hi. Good evening. Forbidden scriptures. Let's turn to the book of Holy Foreplay.
Foreplay. Okay.
Why don't you read what stands out to you in this poem?
Why is it always me to read first? Kí ló máa ń ṣe no.
Read.
Anyway, knock on my door like a Jehovah Witness. Flip open my biblical scriptures. Part my ties apart like a Red Sea.
Oh, wow.
Lick my soft, sacred, private chapters.
Oga. Well, for me, the part that stands out is, let your mighty David defeat and tame my little Goliath. Then let me baptize myself in your creamy nutrients so I can be anew.
You see that Biodun?
Biodun. The good thing is we have him here.
We have him here. Guys, we
I'm
have...
sorry if I'm speaking so much Yoruba. What I meant to say is he will come and explain everything he wrote in this book for Forbidden Scriptures after the break.
Yes.
Cheers! Oh my goodness!
Biodun Abudu.
The one and only.
Yes.
Welcome to the hot seat. But the hot, beautiful.
Welcome to Oversharing.
It's a feel-good seat.
Welcome to
Oversharing.
Welcome to Oversharing. Also, that hot seat already have its own designation.
Don't know what all this was one go so.
But first of all, we've been trying to get you for a while, and you've been like, "Oh, I'm sorry." What changed? What happened to you and your Dubai boyfriend or husband?
That's true. It was like a husband, right?
It's been a lot. I've been very stressed. And when I'm stressed, decisions need to be made.
And what's this type of stress? Because you're glowing, bitch.
Well, my pockets were not shivering anymore. So I had to find a replacement.
Okay. Spend the money.
C'est la vie.
Talking about shivering pockets.
Yes.
Tell us more. Do share.
You know, when we talk about shivering pockets, you know, in this economy, you got to do what's right for you.
Oh, shit.
Like, I just revamped my whole apartment and nobody was paying for it.
Oh, your apartment where?
We don't want the people to come looking for me.
Because I'm going to come looking for you.
No, we know.
I know where it is.
But these people be coming now.
But you know what? It's really so amazing to have another Nigerian who wears all the hats. You know, entrepreneur, writer, and a slut.
Oh, yeah. That part.
No.
That part. Oh, girl. We on the Oversharing platform.
So because
This is
you're wearing a
non-judgmental
fedora, you
role.
think we can't see through you.
Darling.
This girl must be kidding.
Forbidden Scriptures.
Forbidden Scriptures. So Biodun is the writer of the poem that we just read earlier.
Exactly.
And my God, if you have not heard about Forbidden Scriptures, you are sitting on a long thing.
Honestly.
You need to find it.
It's super packed with the best of the best you can ever think about. But truth is, what really goes through your mind, your head, your system, every part of your being when you put pen to paper on this?
You know, most of the time I'm alone, and I feel like I'm a sexual person, and I have my moments, and a combination of different things help through that creative process. When I listen to Lil' Kim, how many licks? I watch Sex and the City, Samantha Jones. So putting all of that with, you know, personal experiences into the poetry, you know, and I like it raw. I like it, you know, I don't like to let people guess. I just like it. Like they know that something is entering. They know something's coming out. All of that.
Entering and coming out. I like
Wow.
that.
Okay.
Talking about sex in the city.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we all
Oh
drive?
my god, that was
So fun.
an unforgettable day. I swear to God, like, and it was just a random picture we took on the street
We had
in
that
New York.
picture.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is such a
I
moment.
still have it.
I do too. And I'm sure you guys can see it too now. It was a moment, but it just really speaks to the full circle moment of what it feels like to be gay, Nigerian, and doing the things that you really enjoy.
Yes.
And drag is one of those things.
Yes.
But you know what? Now I'm going to come back to your first book. First of all, Biodun is one of those people who pushed me to write what's in my head. You were always like, you gotta write it. You gotta finish that book. And when I read your own first book, Tales of My Skin,
You know something? Even all of this.
and on homo,
Wow.
like homosexual. Are you an homosexual?
You know, sometimes I'm a straight woman. Sometimes it just depends. It just depends on the environment and the network and the net worth of people around. It just depends.
What are you right now?
Exactly.
Right now, I'm just, I'm just overseeing what's going on Earth. I just can't.
Came from your anus?
He had to able to overshare.
Yes, can't overshare. You know.
Interesting.
I really love this book.
Thank you.
And as someone who is from a writer to another writer, I love when I see gay writers. Like, we need more Nigerian queer writers to share the story of queer people around the world. Tell me, at what point in your life do you realize that you need to talk about the tales of my skin?
Honestly, it started from being in boarding school, experiences and not being able to share that with someone. And back then I was using a lot of the Yahoo Messenger.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
That was my thing too.
Yeah, so I'm
Gay
chatting
men's
with-
lounge.
Listen,
Lesbian
So,
lounge.
I'm talking to people I don't know in there, and they're sharing experiences that I can relate to. So from there, it moves from the chat, it moves into like a personal diary.
Wow.
And then when I started accumulating things in the diary, I'm like, let me publish this. Someone out there can relate to this. Someone out there can stop themselves from committing suicide. Someone out there can know that, oh, I'm not the only one that feels this way, that has been, lashed or beaten because of his sexuality, all of that. So I decided, let me go ahead and do it.
So, I'm looking at the front page of your book, and there are very strong words on here. You say lost, we were here, raped, fear, prostitute. These are very strong words. Like, what were you thinking when you put this words together on the image of a man?
When it comes to like my book covers, I always want something that will at least let people pick it up from a table, from a bookshelf. And how I came up with that cover is, when we look at being gay, being homosexual, all of that, it's like people are throwing stones at you and whipping you. Like, how dare you be gay? Why are you like this? Let me beat the devil out of you. Let me stone you to death sometimes, or let me put a tire over here and burn you. So it's like this character is wearing all that he's been called. And he's like, this is who I am, but you're going to read about this story. And I'm going to tell you everything that you think you know, but you don't know.
Tell me about everything you know that you don't know. You spoke about many things in that book. And you talk about, oh God. You talk about selling sheets for $700, and I'm like, I'm just shitting away in my apartment.
When are you gonna be making money from shit?
What, right? Like, what? How did you get there?
So before I answer that, I just wanted to take it a little bit back. So you have to remember, there are people with so many fetishes, and it could be someone that is gay, and it could be the uncle that you think is straight, but it's really on the down low. It could be that politician on your screen right now. It could be someone's father. We just never know. So before that character, that was his fetish. And it was me and my friend that were reading the chats. And this was when YouTube had DM options, like you could actually direct message people.
Oh.
So with all the,
But that's not a thing anymore.
it's not a thing
it's not.
anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, they've taken
How old
that
are you guys
away.
again?
Ooh, child,
No, honey. Word of advice, keep on going. Ignore this fucking bitch.
Did I just spell my own teeth? But, it was when YouTube had that DM option, and this is someone that was watching me and my friends drag videos, so he had DM'd us. And I looked at my friend like, you want to do what he asking about? Because this is $700.
Wow.
So the man had mailed in like 2 envelopes. The inner envelope had like a plastic with powder in it to condense the smell of whatever was going in there. In another envelope. So the package arrived, and it was quite scary because you're giving your address to this person that you just met, or whatever. So my friend, we're looking at each other. I'm like, I think you should do it, but we'll split the money.
Wow.
So yes,
You guys mailed the shit.
Well, he did. But
Okay.
You didn't partake in it.
I just directed.
Yeah, the shit was mailed.
It was mailed. But the scary part was, aside from the shit being mailed, it was when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, our address was on there. Like, what if
This shit came from this?
what if like the postal service opened it to see what the hell is going on? Our address was on there.
That was a traceable shit.
Oh my God!
But then 700 just like that.
Right.
Wow.
And then let me just share a little bit more. It came $1,500 to just wear wigs, dance to Janet Jackson's newest song.
Oh, wow.
Like a webcam like show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you're saying all these things because a lot of people, when they think about gay people, they just feel like it's just about, asshole dick. No, it's a lot of kinks that we have under this umbrella of being gay. So when I hear things like this, like I've been in situations like where someone has told me, shit's in my mouth. I'm like, I cannot. I'm sorry. I just cannot.
Why are you scared to shit in someone's mouth?
Oh no, I can't.
It's just I don't know. I don't know. It's like you're taking the humanity away from someone. Like
Not
you're looking
from
at
you.
someone. Look. I had that experience one time, and I said to myself, "I get it. This is your kink, but I'm not putting my shit in your mouth. I'm sorry.
You didn't do it?
I did not. I couldn't.
The price was not there.
I mean, there was no price. Maybe there was a price. The economy is quite hard now. But even at that, no, I still wouldn't. But then there was no price. It was just, a kink. He wanted to have fun. But I'm like, no, I can't. Even my dick just dropped. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, the thought of it was like, no, I can't.
But you know what? Another thing that I really love about Taste of My Skin is because of all the intersectionalities. Being Nigerian, being gay, moving around, finding a home, betrayal, lost, sex. Writing this book, and with where you are now as a person, how are you navigating being gay still? With family, with friends, with being Nigerian, being American, also for you. How are you navigating that?
It's like we don't have a manual to navigate, so you're still learning no matter what age you are. And but a lot of lessons have been learned going through London, going through Chicago, meeting different people, coming to the States. That's when you learn about douching, using an enema, douching, all of that. You learn where to date authentically, not just dates through the internet and going to people's homes and, you could be kidnapped, killed, all of that.
Sure.
So you're learning all these things all the way to, and there were platforms like after school programs specifically for LGBT teens. Called, one is, that I remember on top of my head, is Censor Unhalstered. That's where people learn sexual education. So you're learning about the PrEP, the PEP. You're learning that if you see something, any signals on your body, go to the hospital because, sometimes man, someone could be like 19 or 20, and then there's this older man who's in his 40s that's saying, I love you, just to go in raw.
Yeah.
And you don't know what he's transmitted into you.
That is
So it's like all these things I learned along the way through the different after school programs or through friends or things that I've watched online on TV. And I pass it on to other people that may not know.
That is such a good thing. That is such a good thing.
Which is with your experience in Nigeria and here, we don't have enough. We don't have any kind of sex education for homosexuals in Nigeria.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and he touched on something very important: the young minds.
Yes,
there's a lot of young homosexual, gay people who want to come out, and they're very naive. They don't know anything. And then you have this older people who come and take advantage of them. You know, I will spoil you. Of course, back in Nigeria now, it's always about the money. Like for the most part, like I'll take care of you. And we understand what the economic situation is like in that country. But, you know, I really like the fact that you actually stress on that point, because there's so many young individuals that have been taken advantage of. Not just homosexuals, even lesbians. I think it's across, you know, the board. But
But the thing for me is, I really, really love what you said. But it's so easy for people to get it wrong, thinking, you know, oh, these boys are gay because some older person, you know, lure them with money. You know, it's established that they are gay or not. And a lot of young people also like older people. It has something to do with like they're being lured or something. I, growing up, love older people because I feel like I get to learn from them. You know, I get to enjoy more than being with a younger person who is still trying to navigate life like myself. You know, and we also have people who prey on people, but most of the time that's not the situation. But how do we not create that kind of space where younger people are not getting preyed on? They are really just getting what they wanted. How do we help kind of like draw that line?
You know, so that's where things like the after school program comes into play. Like you're seeing people of the same age, they're having different classes. And it's not just sex education. There's like a drag workshop. There's people that want to start a business. So it's like you're in the same space with people of the same age who are LGBTQ, and they're all learning. And from there, you create a connection, and there comes the healthy dating, I would say, with someone of age, someone that's your age, someone the same age with you, and you guys are learning together, you're exploring together, and, you know, you have all these networks to assist you and, you know, take you through the right path. And I've seen people that went to the after school program, they're married now, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, they're married now, they have kids.
Nice.
So it's like beautiful to see that they've guided them in the right direction, and they learned from that. They connected with someone that turned to love and things of that nature. So there are different after-school platforms that help out.
And these are boys married to other boys. So,
that went through that same after-school program. Wow. And the truth is, another thing I feel like we don't talk about enough is the fact that sometimes these young minds are preyed on by family members. It's something I love who do not acknowledge. I've heard stories of boys that get molested by their so-called uncles. And then when these children eventually open up to their parents, what do the parents tell them? Never say to anyone. I'll share a story with you that happened in my family. So my one of my cousins got sexually molested by their driver at the time. She was like 10, but either 10 or 11 at the time. And I remember her parents, because her dad was he's a businessman, well known. And instead of making that man accountable, like, you know, making sure you take him to the right, like I would get him arrested or whatever it was, just to make sure that he doesn't do it to someone else, they killed that situation, saying, okay, we cannot talk about this. We're going to fire him, but she should never talk about this with anyone. And now when I think back and I think about it, I'm like, wow, you don't even understand the amount of trauma that girl is going through, just keeping all of that molestation to herself. So I think it's something that's important that we talk about. Like, you know, sometimes it's not just about random people preying on us. It's within our families, the people that we know.
The dear follower. And you know, which means the insect that is eating the vegetable is right inside the vegetable.
Yeah.
But you know, so also like talk more on what you said, that child did not feel protected by people that are supposed to protect him.
Yeah.
So how do you now feel about, what do you now think about young gay men, where already we are living in a situation where being gay is completely annihilated? It's not something you talk about. It's not even on the table. So you're baffled with the fact that you don't even see anything that looks like you on the table. And then you get molested. And then you hear a story of even what is supposed to be on the table, heteronormative, is being swept under the rug. You just have to carry it by yourself. And now it just makes me start thinking, like, we are all, like, the three of us are grown gay men who we know who we are.
Right.
How do we even navigate our teen age to our adult age? Do we just blur the line in between, or we somehow address some of the issues that we had been through?
Yeah. Well, when I was in Chicago, what really helped were gay fathers, gay mothers. When people are in houses,
That's like the ballroom
scene. You have like the gay mother, the gay father, and these people really take on the role to, if they have to come out of their pockets for you to go to therapy about what's gone on in your previous life before you met them, they will do that. So these houses really help the teen. Like, if someone at the job beat you up, or your biological mother beat you because you just came out, they really step in to help and guide you through the right way. So a lot of the houses are helping a lot of the teens right now, and they're directing them in the right path. And again, as I said, like, if they can't really advise you, they don't mind coming out of pocket or the whole house will contribute money. Like, here, go to therapy, or here, let's get you a lawyer to, file a lawsuit against this person that hurt you, something of that nature.
That's really good.
That's really good. And I feel like we also have that in Nigeria. Like, for me, myself, when I moved to Abuja, I immediately find community of people, mostly my age, mate, but they are way more experienced than I am. And they kind of like are the reason why I was able to navigate my own sexuality with a little bit of ease and comfort. And that makes it, a little bit better for me compared to, like, if I'm just back in my little small town and trying to navigate. There's nothing to even navigate. No one comes out and they're gay in Ijebode.
Right. Right. That's so true.
Like, what the hell? but back then in Abuja, we have like safe spaces where we go to, we be ourselves, and we are still trying to do the same. Even at our adulthood, we're still trying to find safe spaces to be ourselves. And that's why we create oversharing.
Right. I didn't even have all that experience because I grew up in a very religious family. So I wasn't like out there trying to explore. But at the same time, I'll give this to my parents. They will always talk to you, tell you what's right, what's wrong. By the end of the day, I think as an individual, you decide what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
But at that time, I still had that mindset of, okay, I'm going to select people into my life that I think align with what I think the perfect life is. So it was like looking for friends that, had the same ideologies like I did, because even in our community of gay people back in Nigeria, they're the ones you don't want to be associated with, like the knockout girls, for example, who will...
Oh, you have to talk about what? You can't just say knockout girls.
Knockout girls. Yeah, this one.
I'm not saying what knockout girls mean.
The knockout girls will be people who will pretty much set up
another
gay person, and maybe on the premise of trying to make money off them or blackmailing them, then they record, or they sometimes even come to your house. I heard stories of they come to your house, bang on your gate. Oh, your son slept with me or slept with this person. Those are just the layers of the things that growing up I didn't experience, but I heard of, and I said to myself, okay, I just want to be away from this type of people. So it was a selective process for me. I'll put it that way. But I didn't explore as much as I wanted to in Nigeria. I think it's when I moved to New York that, I let this fucking hair down. And, it's been, fast forward.
The hair is now on the floor. The hair is on the floor now. But back to what you said about the knockout girls. There is no safety for LGBTQ people in Nigeria. Like, I don't know about you. There are so many bad experiences that we just have to endure. Like, I know when I almost jumped out of like a 16-story building because I was with the wrong crowd.
Wow.
And that was when I know that I definitely will not survive in this country anymore. You know, like you meet people online, they're supposed to be friends, they're supposed to be interested in you, and you show some interest. And I'm not even the kind of person that we meet online and the next thing, let me go to your house. Like, let's meet at a bar. We met at a bar. Let's meet at a safe space. We met at a safe space. And then you invite me back to your own space. And then the next thing I know, people were banging the door open, screaming, homosexual. And at that point, I didn't even know that I was trying to jump out of like a 16-story building. But I didn't care. I'm like, I'm done. I've had so many bad experiences. And I love life. I don't want to die. But when you live in a space where people like yourself are seen to either die or not exist, what else is there for you to do?
That's true.
And then when the police came and they asked what's going on, and the first thing they told them was, oh, this guy was trying to rape this other guy. And picture me when I was way younger than I am. Like, this happened like 10, 11 years ago. I was very tiny and this guy's way bigger than I am. And they said I was raping someone like times 10 of my own size. And the police believed it and everyone just gave me that look of like, what the fuck? And then I know so many people in the community who have been in situations where someone recorded them. There was even a very ridiculous one. They met online, went to the guy's, invited the guy over to his house, not knowing the guy slipped something into his drink. You know, everything was really, the guy woke up, everything was gone. And when the guy woke up, he found the guy like living with the last, like a bag. It was like, what's going on here? And the guy was like, you're not supposed to be up yet.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not a safe space for...
It's not. And I think in Nigeria, people take advantage of that.
Yes.
They know you can't go to the authorities to report, oh, they're trying to set me up for being gay. Because they're like, oh, you're gay. Great. We're going to throw you into prison.
Yes.
So people intentionally make sure they set you up in a way that either for monetary reasons or just because, like you said, they don't want you to exist. They don't want you dead. It's sad. But again, and since we started this, the feedback I've been receiving from so many people, I'm like, oh my goodness, I know there's a huge community of gay people in Nigeria, but now I'm like, whoa, I didn't see all the feedback we're receiving. So it's like, you know what? We might not be able to necessarily help you right now, but at the same time, we always want to say, you're not alone. We're here for you. And whatever we can do in our capacity as, you know, Nigerians who live here, for people back home, we'll be very, very happy to do that. But yeah.
And
it's a sad situation.
And to just even, you know, like, even though it's a very sad situation, I don't like us focusing just on the sad part of being gay in Nigeria.
Give it to me, girl.
Being gay in Nigeria sometimes also mean, you know, like, we love that unsafe, scary situation. And were you ever picked up when you were in Nigeria by a stranger?
You know, I've never really had any kind of experience. I was just really stuck in the boarding house. I really started my experiences here. I mean, something's happened. Closed doors.
So, wait, nothing happened in Nigeria, you're saying? I didn't hear you well.
No, I'm saying like I wasn't like trying to look for a stranger. Like really, I was like afraid. I'm like, no, let me just stick in school and just concentrate. Like my wild experiences started here.
Same for me for the most part. But I have a story to share. Now that I think about it, I just laugh a lot because I have a story to share. I was going for a gay party in Lekki. And I was also with another famous on-air personality. And I remember very vividly that night. I was about to leave the house. And my mom called me, where are you going? Where are you going? Which is very unusual. And my mom typically will lay her hands, oh, pray for me and everything. And me, I was in a hurry, like, oh, I have a party to attend. I have to go out. So I got into the car, drove off. And we had an accident. My car literally flipped this way. And I can never forget, that period, there was fuel scarcity. So when there's fuel scarcity, you don't want to put on the AC in your car because you're trying to conserve fuel. So my whole glass was down. And I remember the car going this way and we're just like screeching till it finally stopped. Same thing too. So it was myself, my friend who was also on a personality was behind me. So it was like a double impact. They also flipped on the other side.
Whoa.
Now that I remember it, we came out. Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay? Everybody was fine. You know, we're like, all right, great. I kept thinking, how is he going to get to Lekki for that party?
That's where, so that to your point, like that excitement of, okay, we had an accident. We're not dead, but we need to get to that bus.
Oh my God.
Because it was so much that we're looking forward to. So then I think about it, I'm like, the crazy things
that we
do for the excitement or the thrill of being gay.
Yes.
And, like, since we can't be celebrated by everyone, but we can celebrate ourselves. Those little moments are the moments that matter. So that's when you talk about it.
Those parties are not like an everyday party.
They're not. And you get to meet other people.
When I was in school in Abeokuta, it was me and two of my friends. We were invited to a party in Lagos, in Ikeja actually. And we took a bus from Abeokuta to Abuyegba. And then from Abuyegba, we were supposed to take another bus that would take us to Ikeja, if I can remember. Yes.
Oh, God.
So you were going.
The bus stumbled. No, didn't tumble, fell into a ditch in Lagos at night. We got to Lagos around like 10:30, 11 p.m.
Wow.
And then the bus fell into a ditch. And it was me. So we have our names. So they used to call me Sandra for whatever it is.
The Sandy.
And then I have another friend who is Samantha. And then I have another friend who is Douglas. So myself, Samantha, and Douglas, we're all in the bus. So the bus stumbled. Somehow we all came out. And when we come out, the first thing that Douglas told me, which is Tayo, was Deji, there's blood. Blood is dripping from your forehead. So I have blood dripping from my forehead.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And the first thing I told him was, thank God I wasn't wearing the outfit I
Where is the party?
That's the first thing that came to you.
I'm like, thank God I'm not wearing the outfit for the
At
party.
least you won't be staying in
So I was
blood.
kind of like, I kept trying to wipe off the blood. Even he himself is scratches everywhere.
Wow.
Samantha is still trying to get his bearing. And then at this point, we're like, let's just take a taxi to Ikeja. We got to Ikeja, our friend's house. Our friend, what happened? We're like, we had an accident. And I was like, oh, witches.
But we are here.
We're here to party.
No. Witches, go and change.
Wasn't even like, are you okay, right?
Just go and change.
I went to the bathroom, clean up, change. I was
Like
wearing
nothing
one of
happened.
those ridiculous outfits.
My
We ended up
goodness.
getting to the party. The party was fun. It was when Beyonce Single Ladies just came out.
Oh my goodness.
And that was when I realized I can actually split.
Oh shit.
And we had so much fun.
Aww.
And then we woke up the next day in pain.
Hmm.
But you know what? We woke up in pain to catch another bus back to school.
Wow.
And we were like, we had an accident yesterday.
What happened? Like, what just happened?
Even till date, I didn't know where that kind of thing came from.
Yeah.
But that's a good part of being gay.
It's
sometimes.
that unspoken joy of being gay and being Nigerian. Like, especially when you're around like minds.
Finding sense of belonging.
It's nice to belong.
That's what we are really looking for.
That is true. That is so true.
I've always been afraid to go out. I think that was my main issue. Because there was a time that I went to, is it Tafala? I can't pronounce it.
That's why Balewa Square.
You perhaps more wine.
So there was a party going on there and I was with my cousins. And the next thing they started shooting. Yes, they started shooting. It was a carnival.
Gone?
They started shooting and everyone was running and you can see the guys like grabbing the girls, raping them
Oh
and
my God.
tearing their stuff. All I knew was I was hiding inside a gutter.
What?
I was hiding inside the gutter and I'm afraid of rats. So there's rats running back and forth. And I'm like,
And these are not New York rats, so these are Nigerian rats.
And then I could see them carrying girls, running with them.
Wow.
It was like a scary moment. So I think that just traumatized me. So like anything party, no.
You're not interested.
No. I was not traumatized enough not to go to any party in Nigeria. I went to party in Lagos, in Abeokuta, in Benin, in Benue. Of course, a lot of parties in Abuja. Yeah, I
You really had you had a good time in
and
Nigeria.
I performed at some point. I became a performer. Like we
Wow.
dressed up, we perform. I remember one of my favorite performances was from Burlesque film, a film we share,
Christina
Christina
Aguilera,
Aguilera, Express.
Express. Oh, I love that song.
Oh, yeah, that's a good song.
Oh
Yes.
my God. And honestly, it's so funny, those moments. Now when you think about it, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right. Like,
But
am I that old?
you can speak for yourself.
No, I'm just asking.
Forever 21 over
Right,
there.
honey, forever. Oh, that's my line, you forever.
But
never ever getting old.
let us come back to the book. Now I think about Tales of My Skin, which is your first book, and in between you have other books.
Yes.
And I think you have 2 more books before you did Forbidden Scriptures.
Yes. Wait, yes, I did. Stolen
Sanity.
Sanity, yeah.
And then you had
I had open letters.
open letters.
From within, yeah.
Yeah, open letters from within, and then we jumped straight to Forbidden Scriptures.
Yeah.
And I look at your growth from Tales of My Skin to Forbidden Scriptures, and then we dropped the book. And then you are selling sex toys.
Exactly.
You go weep. I'm like, I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. You got coughs.
Yes.
You got other stuff
Yeah.
that you got coughs. You want to tell us more?
So, this was during the pandemic when everyone was home. And people were like, you're stuck in with your partner, gay, straights, whatever. Everyone was stuck with someone. So I was like, you know me, you guys know me. I love me some coins. I love making money. So I was like, since I can't go outside and do pop-up shops, what's the next thing? Because I need money rolling in.
Oh, God.
So I just started looking on the internet. I was like, okay, they're saying we should be outside from the pandemic by this time. Okay, I started ordering all those cups and everything.
Oh, wow.
So I started putting like spikes on it and putting my own bedazzle on it. So as soon as we started coming out from the pandemic and people were looking for things to do, I started putting them on tables and doing events.
Wow.
So all those women that were chatting like, oh, I'm sexually deprived and everything, I was taking their Instagram names down. I was writing everything down, taking all their info.
I trust Biodun on that one.
So when I saw this, I messaged all of them like, oh, girl, I saw your comment. You said your man ain't doing it well, but I got something for you.
Wow, that was so smart.
So I started to introduce people to like all these toys, all these. There was one thing that's like a candy that women can put in their mouth, or anyone can put in their mouth.
Oh, like
Wired.
6 or more, and you just throw it in and then drag it out.
No, I'm sorry, I'm lost. Let's take that one. I'm hearing turning and dragging out. How does that?
But there are different ones. There's even one that you put in your mouth and it's popping.
Wait. So you put it in your mouth and you drag it out from where?
No, you can put it in your mouth and drag it out from, like, it goes down your throat.
And you drag it back out.
And you pull it back out. Yeah.
What is that called?
It's just it's like a candy.
Oh.
Yeah. There
Wow.
are different things. One is like a candy, and then you have like the one that's like it's like it pops in your mouth. You put it in your mouth and then it pops while the ladies or whoever's sucking dick.
Ooh.
It pops while they're giving head. Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, that would be a nice sensation.
Yeah. Some people use like ice cubes and all of that.
Oh, I love ice cubes.
some fireworks on the dick.
Yeah, but people love sex, so it's like why? Like I just felt like I needed to help people
Right.
level up their sex game.
And that really spices up relationships.
Yes.
It really does. Because now when I think about it, even in New York, in the gay setting, everybody wants something new.
Yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
always like, oh, what's that forbidden thing that
Yeah.
you can do? That's what everybody wants to do.
And you know what? You just reminded me of something. Now, some of my female friends are like, oh, I heard about poppers. Fill me in.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, can girls use poppers?
Everyone can use poppers, darling.
Oh, I thought it was. I'm sorry, I'm so gay. But how do they use it too as well?
No, people want to try new things. So one of my friends, I know her watching this, she'll be like, oh my God. But her husband wanted to try for the back door. So she's like, it hurts. But what can I do? I'm like, girl, poppers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what poppers is for.
I know, but
I can't stand the smell, though.
Just to see women using
I
it
just
like
can't
that.
stand the smell.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. And you have a new book.
Oh, wait. Before we get to the new book.
Okay.
So we a lot of Kinks and coins have been talked about. I just want to know, what's your favorite kink? And it's coming right to you too.
You know, oh my God, I don't know if I have one.
But you're selling all this stuff.
I know, but
you don't test them out.
I do, but maybe like the whip.
Oh.
You know,
Are you the user or the user?
Oh, definitely the user.
Oh.
Definitely the user. Like I'm one of the people, like the door is slightly cracked open. As soon as you walk in, get on your knees.
Oh, wow.
You know, I have dominatrix friends and they're financial dominatrix. So
Of course.
Kingdom.
Because you have your own you.
so I learned.
So of course has to be involved.
I knew it.
So I have
You're doomed.
I have a friend. Her name is Goddess Rue. So she put me on some stuff. So I'm like, So I invite, whether it's a man, woman, I just, you find interest in people, and as soon as the door is cracked open, get on your knees, walk forward with the money in that hand, woof, slash, whip, put the money down on the table.
Oh, wow.
Shut up, don't speak. I don't care about what your name is. The money on the table, you just pissed me off. You know what? Add some more money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is this like a turn on for them?
Yes.
How about for you?
You just want the money, right?
It's just in the job.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting. And the few first times I tried it, I was really nervous. Like, oh my God, is this really a thing? What if they break out of character? What if
Yeah.
But watching her control the men that pay for that house, and then she walks them through Manhattan on a leash. She walks them through Manhattan on a leash to the ATM to take out money for her.
What the fuck?
It's really a thing.
Wow.
And everybody sees that they have a leash on. Well,
Yes.
Wait, you've not had any kink experience before?
I mean, the scat thing.
Like the sky.
You just speak.
I'm sorry.
You just speak the worst, the weirdest of the weirdest.
It was just like so
Wait,
weird.
For people who don't know what scat sex is,
Oh
it's
my
Yeah.
God.
people who wants to be shit. People like the shit, they want you to shit in your mouth.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
So nasty.
So that's your experience.
it was that one and a guy I met who was like, all he wants to do is just smell my armpit. Like he just wants to keep smelling it.
Oh,
it
I'm
was
like,
interesting.
no, it's not interesting, honey.
Without the cologne you wear, I'm not surprised somebody would like armpits.
Apart from that, it was ticklish. Like I'm like, no, it was just weird.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not even going to front here. I'm going to be honest. Like Kinks for me were like, what the fuck are you doing? But now I understand that everybody has what they like sexually, and I think I'm more open-minded now.
What do you like sexually? Because
I'm very direct. I would tell you that. I'm a very like, even when I have like, okay, I'm going to tell you this. If I don't like you, I don't waste any time with you. Like, I just want to do what I have to do, come and keep it moving. So sometimes when I'm on the apps and I meet with someone, okay, great. Just because I want to get a nut off, great. If I'm not really feeling you, like, bye. It's happened sometimes when I've come and they're like trying to stay, and I'm like, okay, I have to go somewhere. Oh, I go back on the app. It's just, I'm just very like, once I come, that's it.
Oh God.
I know it sounds selfish, but I mean,
No, it's what it is.
this is what it is. We have a new book. This is so beautiful. First of all, I love the title, Sex Etiquette
Uncensored.
Uncensored. This is so cool. So, if you had to paraphrase, what is this book about?
The do's and don'ts of sex, gaining consent, and things that you know or don't know, or you're gonna learn about. A few examples are, sometimes husbands come home stressed out and they just want to force their wife into sex. That technically could be rape. So I talk about things like that, or people that, like you said, after sex they linger around.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that they want to sleep over, but then they're like, "Oh, I'm
The
stuck
body
here."
language is like, I can't move anymore. I just love it here. No.
Or the bus is not working.
Not my problem.
My Uber is not working. Can I stay for the night? No, you need to go. So it talks about all of that, like, just being respectful. I just think of one particular one is where, people don't give a warning. They just shoot, especially guys, they just shoot into the lady's eyelashes that they just did or the hair that they just did. And women are pissed off, like, where's the warning? Where's the, I'm about to come, all of that. And, especially if it's a guy that it was just a one-night stand and he's not dropping some money for those lashes.
No coins.
So things like that is what I put in the book, like the do's and don'ts and just things that you should be respectful about.
Yeah. How about the guy shooting my eyes before? Even after he announced, he told me, I'm about to shoot, close your eyes. I'm about to shoot, close your eyes.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm like, okay, what's up? Close your eyes? You're telling me that in my apartment? Are you crazy? And then boom, boom. What the fuck?
Luju,
You were blind. You were blinded.
I feel like announcement. I feel like announcement killed the fun. It's to stage for me. Like, hey, I'm about to come now.
I feel like
There's no announcement, but like, still be mindful where you're shooting, though.
But is this just for people who don't really know each other? Because if I'm in a relationship with someone, I'll understand that you understand my body type. That if I'm shooting,
True. I would say it's for people that don't know each other because when it's someone that you've been with, you don't care. Like,
right?
I'm gonna go in the shower.
You're shot, bitch.
But I didn't know wearing condoms. I'm just saying.
Oh well, that's another topic entirely.
Well, yeah, it really is. and hopefully they're on prep.
But you know what? I think sex for a lot of women is very different from men.
Yeah.
Because they have to get their hair done, have makeup on. I don't think I have that problem because if I have to wear makeup and do some hair for sex, I will ruffle it up. I have this braid. You want to pull the braid at some point.
I'm like, oh, there's something to do with I'm really like.
I'm like, if you have to go, like, don't touch my hair, don't touch my face, I'm out. I'm so sorry, I'm out.
But the thing is, sometimes some of the guys are too excited and they're pulling their hair. They're trying to pull the hair out of their scalp.
I mean, it could be a turn on for some people. Some people like rough sex,
True.
So it's just, I think it just depends on how you're able to connect with somebody else. If someone that understands your body and you're like, I'm just using like a rag doll, I'm gonna use this.
Like a rag doll. Is that how you like to be used?
No.
You gotta be careful because there was something I saw on TikTok where he was getting too excited. He's choking the girl and she actually died.
No, don't choke me, honey. I don't see those things like choking, cuffing me to the bed. You will not find me there.
I don't feel bad about being caught.
No, honey. Those conspiracy theories in my head will
get
stop.
cuffed and the person go walk out.
My own thing, if you're gonna cuff me, I need to have the key too.
Exactly.
Maybe you're cuffing me. The key, or maybe I'm wearing something that the key just gonna be out because I'm a control freak. I need the key somewhere I can quickly get it.
I started thinking like, God forbid something happens. There's fire in the building, and then he's like, I'm running out, and you're there. Are you just gonna leave me on this fucking bed? So I can't get those things out of my head.
Do you guys ever watch this movie? I can't remember something. Where the guy passed out.
No, was it the guy or the woman that the guy died. He died, and the dog even came to lick him.
Oh, I think I saw that movie in your apartment actually.
That they went to like their country home.
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's part of why.
That's right. You can't cuff me, honey.
But first of all, most of the cuffs that I use, even when you don't have the key, by the time you really shake them off, they open up.
Okay.
So I cannot use. I'm not looking for the actual handcuff. I just want something to like. It's an illusion. So yeah, and I like blindfold too.
I don't know, Cher. I mean, the lights are off, but blindfold, I don't know.
When the lights are off, everything is off the table.
You know what? When it's someone that you've been with over there, maybe eventually you start to be okay with other things.
Well,
but when it's someone you don't know if they're going to steal something, you don't know if they're going to...
It's all about timing. But we just really want to thank you, Biodun. for being here, because it takes a lot of God to actually come and talk about stuff like this. And I'm glad that you actually came on today, because we've experienced you, we know what you can do, what you've done, and we're super excited about your new book, Sex, Etiquette Uncensored. Where can people find this book?
On Amazon.
There you go.
Barnes and Nobles, directly on my website.
What's your website address?
BiodunAbudu.com.
Dayo.
Ayo.
Biodun.
Oh, God,
you.